Record 55 points from James Harden. Take down the Hornets 131-116 and get a win, their 15th straight against Charlotte. Unbelievable stuff from the Beard. Pure buckets from James Harden. A Clipper career high, a franchise record. As James meets with Lauren Rosen on the baseline, and we will get somebody courtside. See who it is. What a night here in Clipper history. What an afternoon, I should say. James with 55. He now holds the franchise record with two organizations, with the Hornets, or excuse me, with the Clippers and the Rockets. It's 61 for the Rockets. That was a franchise record. Kobe Sanders is going to go put the headset on for us. Shout out Cooper for finding Kobe. Kobe, you got us?
Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate you hopping on the headset.
Of course.
Big win for you guys tonight, or this afternoon, and it all starts with James Harden. 55 points.
Boy.
But what has been the best part about being Harden's teammate?
Man, his leadership. I know a lot of people don't see it always, but his leadership, especially with me, a young player, a rookie, you know, every ounce that I could get from him, he's giving it out. So just his leadership has been so big for me.
Kobe, you've been really effective the last 6 games. You're averaging double figures. What has led to the comfort in starting and then being effective night in and night out?
It starts with the leadership of all these vets, starting with James Harden to Chris Paul to all of them, and then the coaching just instilling confidence in me and, you know, telling me to play my game.
You guys have another one tomorrow night in Cleveland. What do you have to repeat from today to get 2 wins in a row?
Starts on the defensive end. We came out with motive and, you know, energy on the defensive side, and then everything else falls after that.
All right, go enjoy this one with your teammates. Congrats on the win, Kobe. Great to talk to you.
Appreciate you.
Clippers get it done in Charlotte, 131-116, behind a franchise record, 55 points from James Harden. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't go anywhere. The historic afternoon continues. Adam Oslin will have you on Clippers Talk next on your Clippers Audio Network.
Let's go! It's a Clipper Nation. The losing streak's over. James Harden saves them 55. Had to come back in the ball game and then put it away. The all-time scoring record has been set by James Harden. Just awesome to see. Didn't matter. Incredible player.
It's no wonder it's America's
just
truck for 48 years.
One of the best to ever do it. James Harden. First ballot Hall of Famer. And in the Clippers' time of need, he gets it done like this. Wow. Coming back in 1 minute. And the Clippers' darkest hour and their greatest time of need. Once again, James Harden steps up and makes history. He sets the all-time single-game scoring record, dropping 55 points in Charlotte as the Clippers. They win 131-116. Welcome into your post-game show. I'm Adam Oslin. Coming up, we will get to second half highlights. Of course, a lot of that coming from James Harden as he had to re-enter the ball game in the fourth quarter and get to 55 points to make sure the Clippers pulled this one out. They needed it. They had to have it. He was there for them once again, had 27 in the first quarter alone. They were sending doubles his way. It did not matter. Just scoring brilliance by a future Hall of Famer who went 17 of 26 from the field and 10 of 16 from the outside. 55 from James Harden in this ball game. Incredible performance. Carlo, what more can we say? He's an all-time great, but this was his greatest performance as a Clipper.
No doubt about it, Adam. I mean, this was otherworldly. Some would say extraterrestrial, the way he was able to connect from distance, got going early, was able to be excellent on the offensive end, get his teammates involved, and then most importantly, Adam, just let the game come to him. It didn't feel like he forced many shots at all today. They were all regular shots he would take in a game. No real heat checks in this one. Harden took great looks every single time, and he let the game come to him, and the game allowed him to score 55 points. He matches a career-high 10 made threes. He sets the Clippers franchise record, and it really does feel very similar to the game the Clippers had a season ago, where they're coming off the heels of a tough loss against Phoenix, facing a Detroit team that had been excellent. The Clippers get 50 from James Harden. They win 18 of their next 21 games and go on the run where they played their best basketball. Now, the Clippers have a lot of things to correct. Obviously, it's not been perfect, but games like this can propel you in a season. And as they say, it is darkest before the light. And the Clippers trying to hope that this new light that James Harden provided can propel them on a run here. It doesn't get easy for the Clippers, but they are headed home after their next two contests. And maybe that can be, this 55-point game can be the jumpstart they needed.
Darkest before the dawn, and maybe it was beneficial actually having an early start for this Clippers team. James Harden didn't exactly have any issues with it, and the Clippers were only up by 2 after an 11-3 run in that third quarter by the Hornets, and they started to share the basketball. They found Ivica Zubac over and over again. They executed, eventually went on, I believe, a 19-4 run, extended it out a little bit more. I just love seeing they were tested a little bit. They faced a little bit of adversity. They bounced back. They put this one away, and they did it collectively, even with an unreal individual performance out there by James Harden.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, I thought, Adam, their defense, this was the best they've played all season, especially guarding the three-point line. I mean, Charlotte put some ones on them late, but for the most part, they were shooting under 25%. The Clippers allowed just 11 fast break points to the Hornets. That's a huge key number for the Clippers. And then you think about hanging on to the ball, Adam. The Clippers just 10 turnovers in this game, and again, a couple ones late. It was impressive by this Clipper team to be able to win, to do the right things on the defensive end, and then find James Harden offensively. Big time game from Ivica Zubac. So I thought he was as assertive as they come. You mentioned his quick and smart decision making, 9 for 12 from the field, but 6 assists for Big Zoo. That's a huge number. Chris Dunn also 6 assists in this game. And then Chris Paul added 8 off the bench. Probably his best game, Adam, here with the Clippers in this young season. A lot of help from those guys.
And CP3, of course, announcing this will be his final season. He will be retiring after this year with the Clippers. His last time back in Charlotte playing on the road, knocked down his first shot, a three-pointer. And that was a big one. You know, the second unit in this ball game helped extend the lead in the second quarter. Yeah. They helped do the same thing to start the fourth quarter. I like the way they played out there. Obviously, one of the best early season performances overall by this Clippers team. But the second unit, that squad that came off the bench, they did their job in this one.
They did their job. They did it very, very well. They controlled the pace of the game. They got what they wanted on the offensive end. Brook Lopez had a huge game from him. 3 threes, big moments as well. You think about that fourth quarter when he hit back-to-back ones. I thought he did a fantastic job of being in the right place at the right time and knocking down big shots. The Clippers just did a great job overall of playing within themselves today. It really felt like they played their game at their speed, and they came away with a win. Impressive win by this group. And now can you duplicate it on the second night of a back-to-back in Cleveland? Obviously, it's hard to win on the second night of a back-to-back anywhere, especially on the road. But the claw might be coming back. The claw. And sometimes the claw controls all. That could help the Clippers.
Looks like the Cavalry is on the way against the Cavaliers tomorrow in Cleveland. Tip off at 3. We'll have your pregame show starting at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Carlo, great call by you. I know where I was when James Harden had 55 and set the all-time Clippers scoring record, and you made it very memorable, my friend. Well done. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Adam, it was great to talk to you. Get some well-deserved sleep. And the Clippers got a win. Let's go.
Oh, one more thing. If you notice, I'm wearing sweats, no belt, because the Oregon Ducks have my belt in Austin against your USC Trojans, which is coming up later today.
All right, Adam. Well, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
I just couldn't get out clean. Clippers with the big victory, winning in Charlotte 131-116. More James Harden highlights coming up next right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. The Clippers get a historic performance from James Harden when they needed it most. He sets the all-time record in franchise history at 55 points scored in a game, and they win 131-116 in Charlotte over the Hornets, breaking the 3-game losing streak and getting back to their winning ways after they had lost 9 of their last 10. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Oslin. It's your Clippers Locker Room post-game show. Coming up, we'll have Clippers talk. If you want to call in early, 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570. But we need more from the bearded wonder here. Here was James Harden coming back into the ball game in the fourth quarter after Brook Lopez hit, I believe, 3 straight threes at one point. The Clippers had opened things up. The Hornets made one last run to bring it within 16, and it gave James Harden the opportunity to do this.
The beard crossing through his right hand, gets to his left, straightaway 3. Cha-ching! Brilliance and more buckets from James Harden, who sets a franchise career record, 55 points in a single game with the Clippers.
What a shot. What a call from Carlo Jimenez. I know where I was when he set the record. I know who was on the call. He passed Bob McAdoo and Randy Smith, who both had 52 points in a Clippers jersey and a Buffalo Braves jersey, respectively. James Harden had 50 for the Clippers last season. He outdoes that with 55 in a much-needed victory for this Clippers squad. What a game. What an individual performance. And some great team play as well by this Clippers squad to help get them this win. We'll talk about that coming up next. They win 131-116 in Charlotte over the Hornets, improved to 5-11 on the season. They're in Cleveland taking on the Cavaliers tomorrow, where Kawhi Leonard is expected to return. I'm Adam Oslin, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. The bearded wonder said, we need a victory, say less. He drops 55 points in Charlotte, sets the all-time Clippers scoring record in a single game, and the Clippers win 131-116. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Oslin. It's your Clippers post-game show. Coming up on AM 570 LA Sports, we'll have Clippers talk for you if you want to get on early. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. But let's hear from James Harden post-game on with Lauren Rosen on FanDuel TV.
James Harden, 55 points in year 17. What do each of those numbers mean to you?
I'm happy we won.
You pride yourself in being a leader. What do you hope your teammates are learning from you when you're able to play like this and share the floor with them?
Man, I just, the work that, I put in individually, I do it for the entire team. And so just trying to find ways to win games. It hasn't been so great for us, as of lately, but, continue to work out, continue to push, and continue to find a way to try to get it done. And it's going to be every single night.
I know where your head's at and you don't want to boast about yourself, but can you at least take us behind the scenes? What has life looked like behind the scenes off the court in order to enable performances like this?
Basketball is life.
Okay, thanks, James.
Basketball is life. Keep it simple. James Harden, what a game. What a performance. 55, the Clippers franchise record for most points scored in a ball game. Does so as the Clippers are in Charlotte. CP3 returns there for his final time back to his home. and had a big three-pointer to start the ball game. CP3 announced earlier today this will, in fact, be his final season. James Harden helping him get a victory in Charlotte over the Hornets. Clippers winning 131-116 over Charlotte. Tomorrow, they are in Cleveland taking on the Cavaliers. Kawhi Leonard is expected to be back. We'll have tip-off at 3, pregame right back here at 2. Outside of Los Angeles, we are leaving you until then. In LA, it is Clippers Talk next.
To his left, straightaway 3. Cha-ching! Brilliance and more buckets from James Harden, who sets a franchise career record, 55 points in a single game with the Clippers.
The bearded wonder has us wondering if the Clippers can turn this season around after he goes for the franchise record, getting 55 points in Charlotte against the Hornets, and the Clippers win 131-116. Welcome into Clippers Talk. I'm Adam Oslin. Coming up here, we'll get to your phone calls. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. With you till 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, James Harden. He's been so good the last few weeks, doing everything he could to get this team a victory, and apparently 55 is what it took. He goes 17 of 26, 10 of 16 from the outside, 11 of 14 at the charity stripe. He left a couple of points out there, plus 7 assists to 2 turnovers, has 55 points, was a plus 22. Remarkable, historic, otherworldly, and just another stellar, spectacular performance from a first ballot Hall of Famer who is still doing it like this at the age of 36. What can you say? James Harden is just an all-time scoring machine. He sets the all-time record at 55. It was 52, held by Randy Smith and Bob McAdoo. James Harden dropped 50 last season. That tied Lou Williams, who did that up north at Oracle against the Golden State Warriors before. He outdoes it with 5 more points in this ball game, and the Clippers win 131-116. They needed this. In their darkest hour, James Harden stepped up again, just like the 50 ball he had last season against Detroit after they blew a 23-point lead the night before against Phoenix. And that was the start of them going on that 18-3 run, the end of last season. Could this be another turning point for this Clippers team? Well, we don't have to wait long to find out, because they're in Cleveland tomorrow, taking on the Cavaliers, and I bring you good news. Kawhi Leonard is expected to play in that ball game. Tip off at 3. We'll have your pregame show starting for you at 2. I'm just amazed. The Clippers make it 15 straight wins over the Charlotte Hornets, but for James Harden to still be this good at the age of 36. Guys, everyone loves to talk about LeBron, Steph Curry, and KD and how well they have aged. What about James Harden? He is still like that. He is still an all-star, was last season, all-NBA third team. He's on his way to making the all-star game again, and he is leading this team. I said it maybe a week ago, but this is James Harden's team right now. Unfortunately, Kawhi just hasn't been available enough because of health issues. It's James Harden's team. And he has kept them in games. He has given them opportunities to win. Think about it. He goes off against Boston and just is short on that final three-pointer. Otherwise, that game is going into overtime. And then the very next day in Philly, the NBA admitted they got one wrong when he was fouled on a three-pointer that could have given them the win. He has been right there. He's averaging 38 points per game over his last 4. Make it 5 contests. He had 41 to get him a win in Dallas in double overtime. It is so impressive to see him be able to handle the scoring burden right now with not just missing Kawhi, which is huge, but we know Bradley Beal's out for the season. DJ's been out of the starting lineup now the last 3 games. He's out for another 5 weeks at least. It's remarkable. I wasn't sure where he'd be at after how much they asked of him last season, and he looks even better. That's the part that gets me. Now, is it sustainable over an entire season? No. That's why the cavalry has to arrive in way of Kawhi Leonard. Maybe James Harden heard, Kawhi's coming back tomorrow? Cool. I can empty the clip. I can drag us to a victory in this ball game because I know I have help on the way. Maybe that was a shot in the arm. I mean, it's big news for Clipper Nation. Need it. And he got it. The all-time Clippers single-game scoring record of 55 set today by James Harden as they win 131-116 in Charlotte over the Hornets. And I'm proud of this team, too, because they got off to a slow start. Brandon Miller was hitting everything to start. The Hornets were hitting everything. They started 6 of 6. They led 18-10. Clippers call a timeout. CP3 and Harden hit back-to-back three-pointers. And the Clippers start to roll. Hornets started, I think, hitting 8 of their first 9 shots and then went 2 for their next 10. And James Harden just went off in that first quarter. In fact, Daniel, do we have the first quarter combo you made earlier? I wouldn't mind playing that again from Carlo Jimenez because, well, he was just 2 points shy of his all-time scoring record in a quarter at 29, Here he was with 27 points in the first quarter.
Harden, right wing, steps into a three. Gets fouled and it rattles in. James Harden a chance for a 4-point play. Harden step back three for the lead. Rattles down. The beard of bullseye from distance. He's got 13 and the Clippers lead. He drives, he steps back, he fires the three. You bet! Harden with 21. James crosses, attacks, gets in the lane, floater, finish! James Harden is a flamethrower! James attacks, steps back, left wing three! Yes, sir! 26 for Harden, and the Clippers lead 37-27. A masterpiece in the opening quarter.
Little did we know it would be a masterful game overall. Clippers led after that first quarter. They took a 38-30 lead into the second. They start the second quarter, obviously, without James Harden. He played all 12 minutes and had 27 points and looked gassed in the first. He missed 2 free throws. He was sweating up a storm. And I thought, how is he going to sustain this? We've seen him burn out at times late in games. Well, it didn't happen in this one. And the backups came in and gave the Clippers really good minutes to start the second. Cam, Lopez, Batum, Kobe Brown, CP3 are out there. And they held that lead. When Harden came back in, I think around the 7-minute mark of the second, they still were up by 8. The Clippers then, there were moments where I felt like, opportunity missed. Missed opportunity. English, Adam. Because it was only a 5-point game at the half. The Clippers didn't score the last 3 minutes of the second quarter. And I was wondering, if James Harden cools off, where are they going to find their offense? What else are they going to do out there? Is anybody else going to be in rhythm? Because at the half, well, James had 35, most points scored in a half in the NBA so far this season, or at least definitely in a first half. That goes to James. He was 12 of 17 and 6 of 10 from 3 at the half with 35. But they're only up by 5. And Knippel started to heat up. He had 18 points, his average in the first half, and started to knock down 3-pointers. And my God, does his shot look similar to Klay Thompson's, to young Klay. With that release point, you look at his spacing, where his feet are, his posture. They got one in Knippel, the Charlotte Hornets. But yeah, it was the most points scored in a single half in the NBA this season, the 35, in either half by James. Clippers come out in the third quarter. Musa Diabate gets a bucket. Zubac gets one. They started with Musa in the second half out there. They wanted to go small. They probably wanted to run a little bit. Clippers wouldn't let that happen because they took care of the basketball much, much better than they did on Thursday. Harden hits a 3. Now he's got 38. Clippers, though, still just up 73-65 after Kobe Sanders hit a tough step-back midi near the free throw line against Knippel. And then the Hornets went on a bit of a run. It's a 2-point game after a LaMelo Ball bucket, 74-72 Clippers, about midway through the third. But then I like what they did. They didn't just say, Harden, bail us out. You're doing all the scoring. You got 39 points, I think, at that time. Take us home. Nope. Team basketball. Zoo gets a dunk off a great Kobe Sanders little dump off entry pass. Clippers up 7. Then Dunn to Zoo for an easy one on a nice bounce pass to put the Clippers up by 9. John Collins, who was struggling, but I thought had a good third quarter anyways by playing good defense. He had a steal, and they had to foul Kobe Sanders in transition. On that steal, we heard on the radio call Chris Dunn go, JC, great defense, baby. Hey, if your offense ain't working, find other ways to help. So after that 11-3 run by Charlotte to bring them within 2, the Clippers go on a 9-0 run in a minute 52, and they're up by 11. And Zoo's getting involved. Gets another left-handed layup off a nice feed from James Harden, 85-75. Then Harden gets fouled, 4-point play, ended up being a reckless closeout. Hits the free throw, Clippers ball, and Cam Christie gets fouled, goes to the free throw line. It's a 6-point possession. Now they're opening things up collectively as a team. Now they're up by 15. And heading into the fourth quarter, it was 96-82, and the Clippers had just one turnover in the third. Difference in the ball game, really, compared to Thursday night. Clippers only had 10 turnovers total. They had 21 against Orlando. The Hornets only had 11 fast break points. Orlando had, brace yourself, 41 fast break points. And once again, the backups did their job to start the fourth. Lopez 3, Batum 3, Clippers up 20. Lopez another 3. Deep one from straight away. They're up 21. Lopez again, left wing three-pointer. Second in made threes on the team so far this season. Kobe Sanders then hits a 3. It's 111-91. But Con Knipple hit a three-pointer to make it 113-97 with 6:59 left. And the Clippers put their starters back in. More on that after we pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network and AM 570 LA Sports.
AM 570 KLAC Los Angeles, 98.7 KYSR HD2 Los Angeles, and iHeart radio station.
6:59 mark. 16-point game. Not quite out of the woods yet. And the Clippers had a turnover, a bad pass from James Harden. I think looking for Zoo on the interior. Kobe Sanders steals it back and finds John Collins for an alley-oop. 115-97. Zubats gets a bucket. Clippers up 20 again. Order restored. Harden goes to the free throw line. Now he's at 45. Harden step back 3. He's at 48. Harden layup puts him at 50. His 25th 50-point game in NBA history, fourth most all time. Harden free throws. He's at 52. He's tied the all-time single-game scoring record in franchise history with Bob McAdoo and Charles Smith. And then it ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over. He had one more in him. Daniel, you got one more highlight for me? The record-setting highlight. Here is Carlo Jimenez on the call.
The beard crosses to his right hand, gets to his left, straightaway 3. Cha-ching! Brilliance and more buckets from James Harden, who sets a franchise career record, 55 points in a single game with the Clippers.
Excuse me, he was tied with Randy Smith. I don't know. It was Charles Smith. What am I thinking? And Bob McAdoo, and now stands alone with 55 points. Unreal. Proud of James Harden in this ball club. I know a lot of you are going to dismiss it and say it's Charlotte. It's like, if they lost to Charlotte, would you dismiss it? No, you'd say sky is falling. Everyone in the chat would be saying fire everyone again. We'll hear from La Murray, who joined me pregame. I'll replay some audio for you regarding the Clippers situation, the status with Coach Lue. But they get a much-needed victory with an all-time historic performance from James Harden, who has put the Clippers ship on his back as he gets 55. It's a franchise record. 17 of 26 shooting, 10 of 16 from the outside. What a performance. More Clippers talk coming up next. If you want to get on hold, 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570. I'm Adam Oslin, and you're listening to AM 570 LA Sports. Clippers get 55 from James Harden. A single game Clippers scoring record, and they win in Charlotte 131-116. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Moslem. This is Clippers Talk, the official post-game show of your LA Clippers. Oh, we got a treat for you. Our guy Clay Vaughn is calling in. Put him up, James. What's up, Clay Vaughn?
Woo! Let's get it. Ow! I'm on here with Adam Osman. Let's get it, baby. Clippers talk all day. We're going to cut through the rest of these teams like a Clipper cut through a wave, Adam. Let's do this. We needed this, man. I waited, because usually I call in all the time, Adam, and I waited just to see how everything comes together. And one of the main things I was saying last season, we had to be put into a situation where we had to utilize our young players, and it's looking beautiful out there. Adam is looking beautiful.
All right. They're still 5-11. They got a hole to climb out of here, but this could be the turning point. That's what we need. This has to propel them forward.
That's right. Hey, like we were talking about, Angels on the sideline. It can happen. It can happen, Adam. All right, we got the Angels on the sideline. And look, man, all we needed to see was just a little positive progress because, like you said, we got a lot of new people on our team, so that chemistry is just still building. Got a lot of injuries, a lot of morale going up and down. But even a simple win like this, like you said, hey, last year, what happened? When James Harden dropped that 50 piece, we took off on an 18 streak, and I think that we have the potential to do it. We have a hole to climb out of right now, but I'm going to always say this, Adam. As long as we beat them fakers, them snakers, Lakers, I ain't even tripping because we can do the rest. All right? It's all about bragging rights in the city, and if we can maintain those bragging rights, man, it'll be a beautiful thing because we have a great team. And right now, you are correct. That's Harden's team right now, and big ups to James Harden, Kobe Sanders. Look, Zoo was looking like, hey, he was in the paint looking like himself. That was beautiful. Woo-wee. And they were playing defense. I think everybody just got to their positions this game. Lopez out there putting those much-needed threes down. It was beautiful. It was like clockwork, and this is what we needed to see. Everybody getting to their positions, feeling themselves. We're playing team basketball, even though we still have a good amount of isolation, because that's like, you had to bring that out and point that out to me, Adam. That's basically James Harden.
You have two of the greatest isolation players ever. Of course you're going to play isolation.
That's right. And I used to talk all of this mess, but then when you said that, I had to pay attention, and I was like, yeah, that's true. And whenever they're able to do what they do, they shine the best. And I think everybody feeds off of that energy, so everybody was able to get to their places. Everybody had a smile on their face. I even see Kawhi on the sideline talking, topping it up at everybody. Everybody looked like they were in higher spirits. And, whatever's going on in the locker room or behind the scenes, I think it's starting to improve. Unfortunately, the situation with Bradley Beal, get better soon, Bradley. But you did bring up a good point as well. If they did promise him that starting lineup, I think that's what kind of threw us off in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And when that threw us off in the beginning, like, hey, usually how you start something is how you finish it. And I'm just glad to see everything rolling over now because everybody is just starting to come out of that slump. Like, when you wake up in the morning, you get stretching. I feel like everybody was stretching this game. And we got another little tough game against the Cavaliers. So I think we can win that though. Kawhi Leonard finna come back. Hey, like Carlos said, the claw. Yeah, the claw. Yeah. That claw. Look, man, it's gonna be Pizza Planet up in there. We're gonna have the Cavaliers gonna look like the Pizza Planet Clippers, man. And we're gonna have the claw back. And I think that just having him out there, everybody feels good. Kobe Sanders, having somebody young to come off the bench. And how long is Jordan Miller out for?
We don't know. He's got a hammy.
The hammy. Okay. But I mean, it's looking good, man. Everybody is improved. Like I see a lot of improvement from different players in the off season. I haven't seen too much from Kobe Brown. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still a Trent Flowers fan. I wish we could have kept him. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know, we're gonna work with what we have. And you know, I will give it to Norman Powell too. He over there doing his job. I like to give big ups to other players that were former Clippers. You know what I'm saying? We ain't hating over here.
No.
You know what I'm saying? We just regulate what we have. You know what I mean?
But speaking of Hayden, before we let you go, because I got to take a time out here, Clayvon. This ain't Clippers Talk After Dark. Just
it's all good.
How you feeling about that Lakers game again? What do you always say?
Hey man, as long as we beat them fakers, snakers, Lakers, hey man, we're gonna be in a good position because we gonna have the bragging rights in LA. We're gonna beat them fakers, snakers, Lakers. All right. And we're gonna, if we win, Lord bless, we win that game. Yo, ain't nobody stopping us now. Ain't nobody stopping us now. We're gonna cut through them Lakers like a clipper cut through waves. And we're gonna start with the Cavaliers. And we're gonna see Steve Ballmer and everybody jumping and bouncing around because guess what? This is our year. I say that every year, but this is our year. Hey, it can happen. So we got them Angels on the sidelines, baby. Let's get into it, Adam. Hey, and I'm going to still say, I ain't going to say put that up, Ben. We're going to say put that up, James, man. All right, put that up, James. Put it up, James. Put it up, Colin. Put it up, Kobe. Pull it up, Miller. Let's do this. We got a squad, Adam. Let's get to it because I'm going to be calling in a lot more. Let's get it.
Woo! Put it up, Clayvon. Put up those phone call numbers. Clayvon checks in on a day where James Harden sets the all-time single-game scoring record in franchise history, dropping 55 in Charlotte on the Hornets. 131-116 was the final. Coming up, more Clippers talk. I'm Adam Moslin, and you're listening to AM 570 LA Sports. Clippers get a W. It might stand for wonder, as in the bearded wonder, in James Harden, who gets 55 in Charlotte, the all-time franchise scoring record in a single contest. Congrats to James. And what did he say post game with Warren Rosen? Oh, he just said it's about getting a win. He doesn't care about that.
Basketball is life.
He also said that basketball is life. Well done, Daniel West. Let's hear from Coach Lue after the Clippers win 131-116 in Charlotte over the Hornets.
Looking at how, like, what was the moment where you knew James was really going to be on to something special today?
When I looked up and saw he had 26 at the end of the first, I knew he had it going, but I didn't know how many points he had, just being in the game. But like I said, he carried us offensively. I thought we did it the right way, got the ball to the second side, and then he was able to get to his actions, get to his one-on-one. And I thought we trusted. I thought James did a great job. They were firing, in the second half and just trusting the pass and trusting our guys to make the right play, which we was able to do the second half. So that was just really good to see.
You had a game where I know they wound up scoring 116 in the end, but I felt like y'all understood what y'all needed to do defensively. It felt like the timeouts, like y'all executed well and made sure that Charlotte didn't get on extended runs. Like, what did you see from that end of the floor specifically?
I thought we had a few breakdowns as far as the the slip outs kind of hurt us. They were able to get us in a scramble mode, but for the most part, I thought we did a good job just in our pick and roll coverages, what we wanted to do. I thought we did a good job of, with our chases, with Knipple coming off of screens, we did a good job. After those 2 threes he made, we want to make sure he put the ball on the floor. He's a really good player, but we thought, we can't let him have him catch and shoot threes, and he had 2 in a row, and then we had to really, lock into what he was doing.
You mentioned before the game, Hornets out-rebounded every team they played this year. The fact that y'all had been struggling with the rebounding and y'all actually out-rebounded them, what did you feel like went into that factor game specifically?
Just a constant conversation. We got to be better at rebounding the basketball. We got to be better in transition defense and, challenge the guys today. And they did a good job. A few more we should have had that we just, we hit bodies, but we didn't pursue the basketball. We didn't leave our feet. And so we got to continue to keep better with that, getting better with that. But I thought tonight was a step in the right direction.
That's what we needed to see. Slowly but surely, a team that's improving. That's what we want. I don't know if James Harden can improve on a 55-point outburst. Highest scoring game in Clippers franchise history. Clipper Edwards calling in, not just hanging out in the chat like some of you voyeurs. Clipper Edward, always appreciate it. How we doing?
Hey, what's up, Adam? Great win by the guys today. Solid performance. It was a carry job by Harden, but, I appreciate it.
No. Hold on. It was a 2-point game in the third, and the Clippers had to get it to Zoo, getting some big buckets. I think he had 8 points in the third quarter. And then Brook Lopez, those 3-pointers to start the fourth. Batum. It wasn't just James Harden. They took care of the basketball overall, too, and played better defense for the most part.
No, yeah, that's why I said it was a solid game for them. But I still think that Zubac is going to need a better game against better teams. But
that's fair.
I'm happy we won. Thankfully, the Charlotte Hornets suck.
Hey, guess what?
But
both teams were 4-11 heading into this game. So
yeah, but it's not.
You can't overlook
At
anybody
the end of the season.
You can't overlook anybody.
No, you can't. You can. I respect them, but this doesn't change my mind about Ty Lue. I still think he might need to go, but we take it game by game. The real test is tomorrow. Against the Cavs, getting Kawhi back, and we'll see where we go from there. But congratulations to Harden, and thank you to Chris Paul for everything he's done.
Well said. Appreciate it, Edward. Yeah, CP3 announcing this will be his final season, made it official as he went back to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. That's where he's from. They gave him a nice ovation. You saw some guys wearing his high school jersey out there in the arena. Hit a 3-pointer, knocked down his first shot. Love CP3. Of course, we all had a feeling this could be his last season, but now it is official. So it is the swan song, the retirement tour here. Got to show CP3 love every game because This is it for him. All right, quick timeout. We'll come back. I want you guys to hear from James Harden again. More of your phone calls, 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. Oh, you couldn't lose this one. I don't know what would have happened. Tomorrow, Kawhi's coming back. Expected to, at least. They're in Cleveland. Cavaliers have been a little bit suspect and up and down. Don't get me wrong. They're still 11-6. They're a great ball club. Don't know if they'll have Jared Allen. Can the Clippers take advantage, take some of this momentum with them? We'll see. I'm Adam Moslin. This is Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. James Harden, a special player, a Hall of Famer, and a Hall of Famer putting together one of his many masterpieces, this time in a Clippers uniform, as he sets the all-time single-game scoring record with 55 points in Charlotte. Clippers win 131-116 over the Hornets. Brian, you were at the game. You were there in person. I am jealous, my friend. Tell me about the experience.
Well, first of all, my name is Brandon. But
Brandon.
It's okay, common mistake. Yep, but I saw the game live. It's my second 50-point game from Harden. Oh, my God. I took my nephew. First game ever. He's jaw-dropping, man. It's crazy, dude. He's a Clipper fan for life now.
Were you in the chat earlier saying you were at his 50-point game?
Yes, that's me.
Well, you're the lucky charm. Are you going to Cleveland? Because if you do, Harden might drop 50 again.
Man, I wish I can, but, man, I already used all the money for this game.
Well, I think you got your money's worth. That is history right there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Did the crowd appreciate
my Hornets jersey this game?
How many Clippers fans did you see, and did the Hornets fans appreciate what they saw, even being on the losing end?
Man, so I saw about maybe like 6 Clipper fans. And the best thing about this is them booing Nico Batum, and them also booing, who was the other person? Nico Batum, and there was someone else on the Clippers.
Who else did they boo?
That they didn't like.
Collins?
They booed.
They didn't boo CP3. I know they didn't boo Chris Paul.
They
booed Chris Paul?
I was, yeah.
Wait a
I
second.
gave him shit for it. You know me, man.
Hold on now. Didn't they give him an ovation when he first came out there on the floor, knowing it's his last time there? Brandon. Ah, we lost Brandon. Now, I did hear there was a classy ovation knowing that this is it. They ain't going to see
but it's okay.
Brandon, I lost you there for a second. Was there an ovation to start at least for CP3?
They did. They didn't respect him at first, but he still had about maybe 70% love,
30%,
90% hate.
Wait, the math is a little bit off there. 70% love, 90% hate. I mean, something's not tracking.
30% love for CP3 and 30% hate, but for Nico, 90% hate, 100%.
Yeah, they felt like they didn't get what they paid for with Nico Batum, but I would say the Charlotte Hornets.
They paid Nico for a starting contract. He's a role player. That's on them.
Well, and they just haven't been exactly the best run organization. I'm not blaming Nico. He obviously had plenty left in the tank coming to the Clippers in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you were there. Hold on to that electronic ticket because that's an all-timer.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I have a wallpaper now.
Brandon, thanks for calling in to Clippers Talk, my friend.
All right, thank you, man. See you later, Adam.
Our roving reporter. Pretty good. Let's hear from James Harden one last time. Post-game with Lauren Rosen afterwards as he made history in a Clippers uniform, setting the all-time single-game scoring record at 55.
James Harden, 55 points in year 17. What do each of those numbers mean to you?
I'm happy we won.
You pride yourself in being a leader. What do you hope your teammates are learning from you when you're able to play like this and share the floor with them?
Man, I just, the work that, I put in individually, I do it for the entire team. And so just trying to find ways to win games. It hasn't been so great for us, as of lately, but, continue to work out, continue to push, and continue to find a way to try to get it done. And it's going to be every single night.
I know where your head's at and you don't want to boast about yourself, but can you at least take us behind the scenes? What has life looked like behind the scenes off the court in order to enable performances like
Basketball is life.
Okay, thanks, James. That works.
There was James Harden on FanDuel TV with Lauren Rosen. Quickly, J-Dog in LA. You got 30 seconds, J-Dog. What do you want to say?
I got you, Adam. Well, that's how we get a dub, Adam. That's the Clippers' way. That's the Clippers I'm used to seeing, because other games, like these past games that we've been playing, you can start seeing the effort. You can start seeing, the energy change, but we just haven't been able to get the dub. We haven't been able to get the results, but today we got the dub. Hopefully it's uphill from here. This win felt a lot better than, I don't know if you remember, I was complaining on the Pelicans win when we got the buzzer beaters, just because the transition defense was still bad, energy was still bad, and the effort was still down. But hey, we're picking up the slack now, Adam.
All right, J-Dog. Jim, quickly, Mission Viejo, you got 15 seconds. Jim.
Hey, yeah, I tripped over your guys' show today. I'm not a Clippers fan, but I wanted to say something. How is Lawrence Frank still the general manager there with all these players that he's signing? They're just sitting on the bench. I just don't know what the heck's going on with them.
The players that were not sitting on the bench and contributed in this ball game, Jim, what game were you watching?
No, I wasn't watching the game. Like I said, I'm not a Clippers fan. I just tripped on your guys' show.
Thanks for the insight, Jim. Appreciate you ending things on a downer. I'm not a Clippers fan. I just got a question about Lawrence Frank. I don't know. I saw Brook Lopez get buckets. I saw John Collins making plays in that third quarter. I saw CP3 knock down that three-pointer. It hasn't been perfect so far. But if they get Kawhi Leonard back tomorrow and find a way to win in Cleveland and start to build some momentum into the Lakers game on Tuesday, now we can really start getting excited. But this was a special performance from James Harden. Don't let anybody tell you differently. 55, the all-time single game scoring record in franchise history from James Harden. Maybe we'll play it again on the way out here, Daniel. Before we get out of here, I do want to thank the Clippers organization, Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman, Noah Eagle, Carlo Jimenez, Daniel West, our producer, Big Brother Jake Warner, the callers, most of them, the chatters, most of them. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow, 2 p.m. Right back here, Clippers in Cleveland, and they're expected to have Kawhi Leonard back. Talk to you then.
Cha-ching! Brilliance and more buckets from James Harden, who sets a franchise career record, 55 points in a single game with the Clippers.